Hello. Anyway, one of the things that I've really had to sit with and swallow lately is that I am my father's child. I am my father's daughter. Out of me and my sister, I'm probably the most like him. Two people estranged from their families. Even though our estrangement looks different, my estrangement doesn't include being estranged from my children, or keeping my children separated from each other, it doesn't include that. But nonetheless, I am still estranged from my relatives like my father. Another thing is that I don't like to ask for help. Um, I don't like when people do things for me, even though, I'm on the journey of trying to soften up. But, these big dog habits, they're hard to break. It literally gives me anxiety when people do stuff for me. And it's just weird. And it's like, it's something that like I have to tell myself, like, let that person help you. And it's like, right, chill out. So he, you know, very prideful individual. I can be very prideful. Um, I remember there was a point in his life when he was walking over an hour from, his home to the plant that he worked at. And we discovered that because on his way to work one day while walking, that's when he had that massive heart attack. And then, he made it just in the nick of time for someone to call the fucking ambulance and save him. And that is why he's still here today. So thank you, sir. Anyway, another thing is work ethic. So growing up, I watched my family like keep themselves in really bad financial places. My mother, due to mental illness and substance abuse co-occurring, uh, she clearly was not able to work. And then one of my aunts, she had like she always say, I got a seventh grade education, but it's like you can't say you have a seventh grade education when you dropped out in seventh grade. Usually, if a kid has dropped out, that means that they were missing days, So it's like you may have a fifth grade education, but yeah, not seventh. Anyway, so she used to call off all the time. My aunt used to call off all the time. My aunt used to be late to work all the time. She was always lazy at the job. Like I just was not used to people, not saying you're supposed to be a slave to your job, but you should take pride in the things that you do. Like you should show up to work, bathed, ironed, ready to go, and being a team player. And at times, you know, going above and beyond. Not consistently because these jobs don't appreciate it. Unless you goody goody and you got a clear pathway to the top. No, but don't do it. That's a mistake that I made. But anyway, um, I was like, wow. When I realized that I looked like him a few years ago, like that shit blew me. It like really did. It blew me. Yep, I didn't appreciate that. But in this acceptance, obviously my capacity has grown. I am a person who believes in honoring multiple realities. That's how you dismiss and invalidate people. Just because something, you've only seen this happen to you or to the people that you know, it doesn't mean that it's true for everybody. So, multiple realities. I hate my father. I hate the things that he's done to me. I hate the fact that justice has not been delivered for all the people that he's harmed. Um, that's one thing. And then another thing is that I do have redeeming qualities that I could potentially say that he's responsible for, or that maybe I got this somehow, some way from him, even though, I don't know. But I don't know. I don't have to speak about him so negatively, especially when it comes to me. Um, because when I do that, I'm speaking ill on myself. He is still my parent. That don't mean I have to accept harm, and that don't mean nothing. I don't mean that, you know, it's just multiple things are true. My parent, both parents are abusers. Um, but he's very devious with his, and very controlling and all of that. Um, but yeah, so radical acceptance, yay.